Hall of Fame series continues here in Las Vegas as we gear for our second women's game of the day. And I suggest you buckle up as the reigning NCAA champs and number one ranked team in LSU look to defend their crown against the 20th ranked Colorado Buffaloes here at the T-Mobile Arena. And we welcome you courtside. I'm Angel Gray alongside the three-time WNBA champ and Candace Parker. And we'll start things off with LSU in their first team All-American, and Angel Reese in her junior season looked to build with a couple of reinforcements.
Listen, Angel Reese, that's all everyone has been talking about this offseason, and rightfully so, averaging 23 and 15 last season. But she's bringing in reinforcement. She wanted transfers, Haley Van Lith and Anissa Morrow, to come and join the ranks to fight for that second national championship.
And on the other side for Colorado, coming in off of their first Sweet 16 in 21 years, back-to-back NCAA appearances. Candace, what's impressed you most about their progression over the last two seasons?
Well, Coach Payne, she is not afraid to play great teams, and it shows. LSU, #1 team in the country, the first of 5 Power 5 teams that she'll play before conference play starts.
Well, how about this? Kim Mulkey said there is no bigger name in college sports than Angel Reese. Taylor Rooks, our third member of the team, has more on why.
Thanks, Angel. Now, you ladies just mentioned it, but Angel Reese's #1 goal is to win another championship. She said she feels the pressure that comes with being the hunted, having a target on your back, but she's ready for it. Now, on the flip side, head coach Kim Mulkey's motivating her team in her way, said, "I know what we did last year was special, but I'm not sure we're actually the #1 team in the country right now," bringing that underdog mentality to the matchup tonight, Angel.
Love it, Taylor. Thank you. And we'll look now at the starting lineups presented by Las Vegas. The starting lineups for Colorado. Well, not much has changed for their roster, returning 8 of their top 9 scorers. And then Haley Van Lith. We will see the new look for Haley Van Lith, the transfer and the grad player from Louisville. And the tip actually will be reset. Brenda Patoa, Sif Esho, and Tim Resch. And both times, Colorado getting a hand on it.
It's interesting. Coach Mulkey diagrammed a tip for LSU at practice yesterday, unable to use it to start the game.
We talked about Colorado as J.R. Payne in her 8th season looks to continue to build with a group that is bought in. Coming in, preseason ranked 4th in the Pac-12, overall 20th in the AP standings, and that will stay with LSU.
You see Coach Mulkey ready for Vegas. and I think because you can only wear that suit once, so what happens in Vegas is going to have to stay in, that suit's going to have to stay in Vegas.
In Vegas, I get you. In her 3rd season, Naismith Hall of Fame inductee in 2020. We'll get into a little bit more, has had an impressive offseason as she has a statue at La Tech, and don't look now, but Colorado on the board first.
And Von Lay doing a good job of sealing down low. She has the size. She has the ability to finish at the rim, and Angel's just getting caught high side.
A dish on the inside from Haley Van Lith to Angel Reese for their first 2.
And Van Lith sliding into that point guard position. And I think it's going to be a balance of her early finding out whether she wants to score or whether she wants to shoot. Doing a good job of setting up Angel Reese right there.
Frida Foreman on the board now. We see the floater for her first bucket, but she is well known for her outside shooting with this squad. The freshman in the starting lineup for LSU, staying home, choosing LSU, Michaela Williams, the #2 recruit coming in.
And you can tell the nerves a little bit. LSU excited, coming out, being aggressive offensively. Sometimes you got to work out the kinks a little bit. Nothing wrong with the air ball this early.
I think one thing that we have to discuss is how Kim Mulkey said, this is a Colorado team that is not going to sneak up on us. We understand what they did in the NCAA tournament, upsetting Duke at home, but also only losing to Iowa by 10.
Yeah, and Iowa eventually, as you see, Von Lay cleaning it up down low. And this is what Coach Mulkey said, is that Colorado is an experienced team. We asked her, at practice yesterday what scared her the most, and it said Colorado's poise, their experience, they've played together. We have talent, but we haven't played together.
She said right now as LSU turns it over for the second time, Quay Miller in the spin move, bit short, tried to tip it back to herself. But Anissa Morrow able to corral that one in. Williams finds Angel Reese, and Von Lay will actually come over the back for her first foul. So as we mentioned off the top, J.R. Payne in her 8th season, coming off the Buffalo's first Sweet 16 in 21 years, just inked a 5-year contract extension because of the success that they've seen. And going back to when she took over the job, she went 5-13 in the Pac-12. Got a little bit worse in that stretch too, but now seeing her type of caliber players that she has on the roster, the buy-in, she said we have that underdog mentality and they want to fight for her.
And she said the time is now. We're not going to wait to try to win later, and that's part of the reason why she's scheduled tough opponents so early.
A 3-on-1, Frida able to get the rebound and sends it back out as Maddie Nolan send it back up to Sherrod.
And early on, I mean, we've heard Coach Payne talk about how important the glass has been and will be for her team to be able to be in this game with LSU. But listen, on the contrary, Colorado right now is cleaning up on the offensive glass on the other end.
Charlotte Whitaker picks up the foul on the illegal screen at the top of the key. If there's anything you can bet with Jalen Sherrod is that she's going to bring that tenacity and really set the tone on the defensive end.
And that's the thing, when you play against a team that hasn't played together, like LSU, you're playing against Van Lith that doesn't normally play the point guard position. A player like Sherrod is going to be huge because she's a great perimeter defender and she can really disrupt your offense.
Poole looking for Merle. She denies the block look, rolls back. A lot of attention on the inside with a short shot clock as Haley Van Lith steps back for the triple and drains it.
And her first basket, her first 3 as a Tiger. It's got to feel good to see that first bucket go in.
2-time first-team All-ACC, was actually 3rd in the conference in scoring last year in the ACC as well. And they welcome that to Baton Rouge.
And right here, Colorado doing a great job of smothering the basketball, but when you don't come up with the steal, you leave great three-point shooters open, and Van Lith makes them pay.
What I thought was even more impressive, Candace, is that she had the deflection on the side by the team's bench. So you're looking at that fiery presence from Haley Van Lith on both sides of the floor.
100%, and she's got a little Kim Mulkey in her, how Kim Mulkey coaches and how she plays.
Frida just off the mark and tried to save it, but stepped out of bounds, so it will go back to LSU.
Looks like someone might have a cut. Vicky Haley.
Bleeding from the wrist, it looks like, from the right lower arm area. So she will be
She might have rubbed up against Kim's suit.
Well,
Kim Mulkey's got to get out the way on the sideline.
It could be considered a hazard. I will say that. I don't know.
Listen, Coach, you look good. I love it. I love it.
I love the fact that I said, well, Coach, you can't leave our conversation after practice without telling us what you're going to wear. She said, hey, this is Vegas, baby.
She is ready every game.
Morrow from up top. Bit left. Whitaker brings down the rebound, and here comes the Buffaloes.
And the thing about the Buffaloes is the ball doesn't stick. The ball is going to move. They run a Princeton set, and all 5 players on the court are going to touch the ball any given possession.
Spacing is a big key for their offense as Angel Reese mishandled the ball, finds Haley Van Lith. And those reinforcements we were talking about paying off.
And Van Lith blows a kiss to the LSU fans. 2 for 2. Angel Reese gets the assist.
She definitely didn't leave the swag in over.
At all, and I think she's going to get more open shots than she's ever gotten in her entire career, and that's the benefit of playing with great players.
Actually gives LSU their first lead. Anissa Morrow jumps the lane, gets the bucket for the pick 6. bit of a run, 8-0 run for LSU. At the halfway mark here in the first quarter. Kendall Wetta comes off the screen and nothing there. So we're seeing a little bit more poise on the other side for LSU, getting a little bit more acclimated in this game. Haley Van Lith at the helm, pulls up, might have taken a hit. And we'll see where that goes.
LSU settling into this game, and a lot of it is because of their point guard, Van Lith, transfer from Louisville, knocks it down, catch and shoot, blows a little kiss to the stands, and then right here, listen, all coaches like defense. It translates to offense. Morrow gets her first bucket as a Tiger.
Who would you say is your most famous friend?
Oh, Shaquille O'Neal.
What is your least favorite practice drill?
2-line layups. I hate 2-line layups. And if we miss, we have to start all over until we make 13 in a row. Plus, we have to make 13 off the backboard, so it's a lot.
If there was a movie about your life, who would play it?
Taraji P. Henson.
What is your go-to late-night snack?
I like candy corn.
What is your favorite school to play at or against?
I think I have a good environment to be at Tennessee.
Who would you say is your favorite LSU alum?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, you know, the greatness of LSU is in the building. Angel Reese Current and, of course, Shaq Diesel in the building. They're like besties now. Also, business partners at this point with her deal with Reebok. So it's good to see your best friend in the building.
Listen, Shaq's going to show up for LSU for sure. It's good to see him courtside, and it's great to see him and Angel have such a great relationship just in terms of being able to learn from one of the best that has ever done it.
I love that part of the conversation, too, about the layup line. What's your least favorite drill?
Three-man weave. I cannot stand three-man weave. What about you?
If I ever see you with a three-man weave, you know what? I would have to say the layup line, too. It's just like, what are we doing this for? No one's really getting warmed up. Like, I may or may not get a little fancy with the layup. I'm not sure. Jalen Sherrod trying to bring a little bit more intensity for Colorado as they started the game 2 for 3 and now are one of their last 8.
And when Sherrod went out, that's when LSU went on their run. You definitely need your point guard in control, and when she's not, the offense didn't look as good as it does when she's in.
Sends it out, and that will be an offensive foul against Sherrod.
I'm going to be honest. Before the game, we talked to Coach Mulkey. We talked about defensive stoppers, right? We talked about who is going to be your defensive stopper. And she said Johnson. She said Williams. But then she mentioned Haley Van Lith. And I think some of us were surprised. But thus far, she's played extremely well on that end of the floor.
You know, it's interesting that we always talk about how she is like Kim Mulkey. She said she's got a little Angel Reese in her, too. The feistiness on the other side, though, is Colorado. Von Lay has really been dominant in the paint for Colorado to start.
And again, that's where Angel Reese is more dangerous than the first move, is that second offensive rebound. When you're out of position, her jump is quick, her physicality, it's really hard to block her out when she shoots her first shot.
Vonleh has 6 of the 8 Colorado points. We'll see if she gets a touch here. 3 people in the air. Sherrod sends it around. And Tamika Sadler might have taken one too many steps, so jump ball will go back to LSU.
And Angel Reese getting great position, but guess what? She's so tenacious. She goes after her second shot. And a lot of times it's off of her own misses. And that's what makes it so difficult. You think about a player like A'ja Wilson, that she's dominant on that first move, but if you do happen to make her miss her first move, she's just as dangerous on that offensive rebound.
And her telling us, too, she actually has a relationship with A'ja Wilson that she's talked about finding different ways to get better in her career. Now a junior, and if you have a relationship with A'ja Wilson, a 2-time MVP, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
And I think the biggest thing is the development as well. The skills that A'ja has continued to add to her game from college. And I think if you're a college player, especially a post out there, you're looking at the blueprint of what A'ja has done to be successful in the pros.
Kendall Wetta was able to score on the other side, and Quay Miller Weta sends it up. Miller, who's known for her trail threes, sends it around the perimeter. Frida. A lot of contact and bodies flying.
And I feel like to some extent, especially with this Princeton offense, you know, LSU guards doing a good job of jumping in front of the post. Vonleh has to have better awareness. But at the same time, you know, if you're cutting as a post player, that's tough to stop when a guard jumps in front of you.
Definitely gonna have to ice later on today after that hit, I'll tell you that.
You really want to take a charge when you're taking it down low against Colorado.
6 turnovers for Colorado. Less than 2 minutes to play in the first quarter as Michaela Williams spins herself into another bucket.
And Angel, you know what we call that? We call that weight room. That's what we call that. That was a good, strong move from your freshman.
The 2-time Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year.
And listen, you're not looking at a junior or a senior. You're looking at a freshman making moves like this. We call that getting the weight room. That's what we say.
And Taylor has more.
That's right, Angel. You know, Coach Mulkey and her players rave about what Michaela Williams brings to this team. Haley Van Lith said it's her confidence that stands out. She said she's on a team full of vets that have already done the big thing, but she still feels like she belongs here, and that the biggest thing a freshman can have is confidence, and she's doing it really early, ladies.
Taylor, she's oozing with confidence to start this game. Morrow denied by Vonleh. Another block at the rim, and Sherrod comes out of the pack, sends it up to Weta. Another pass and a missed opportunity for Colorado to take the lead.
And that's great hustle by Johnson to get back. That's going to be something that's on the film session. She doesn't give up on the play. She gets back. And then right here, great block by Vonleh. Sherrod comes up with the transition bucket. It's just Colorado's got to find ways to convert those easy 2-on-3 looks.
Flage has the assignment of Frida. Foreman short on the pull-up as we're less than a minute to play in the first quarter. That seems like it is blown by. Angel. Samaya Smith on the inside. Not a good look, but a lot of attention on the inside as Sherrod dishes this one off. Miller found a lane and gets fouled in the process. Looks like this one will go against Anissa Morrow for her first foul.
And that's the value of having a shot. You know, Quay Miller spoke to us about her discipline and her belief in the offseason of developing that outside jump shot, because then you're able to attack closeouts. You're able to get to your spots, and it just opens up the floor that much easier.
Quay Miller coming in, shooting 77% from the free throw line. And the 2023 Hall of Fame is brought to you by Welcome to Las Vegas, where the excitement always goes into overtime. Quay Miller off the mark for her second attempt. And Michaela Williams surveying the land. Get in and out against Nolan. Bully ball, but couldn't connect. 25 seconds. And Samaya Smith finishes that one off.
And Colorado's got to be careful. You know, you can't give LSU extra possessions. They thrive on extra possessions. They thrive on second chance points.
And now for Colorado, coughing it up 6 times in the first quarter. 5 for LSU as 5 is on the clock for Sherrod. We'll see who this goes with. It looks like it will stay, but the officials will have a conversation about it. 2.3 left on the game clock, and they'll reverse it. It will go to LSU.
And I think that's the correct call. Sherrod, heady play, knows she can't get it, just hits it out of bounds so that Colorado can set their defense.
And they're not going to allow LSU to roll it in. Full court press that we're seeing. Morrow catches it, turns around, double dribble, time left on the clock.
You know what's so amazing? And this is what I love about Coach Mulkey. Every situation, her team is disciplined and understands the assignment. They have a play, a last-second play, didn't execute it, but they ran it correctly. And I think that that's the preparation that you have to have as a national championship team.
Sherrod will just let that one go out as the end of the first quarter comes as LSU just edging Colorado by 2. So we are underway here in Las Vegas. A great showing as we kick off NCAA basketball, and a great show indeed. We'll be back with the second quarter after the break.
And really, Colorado has hung their hat on Vonleh, sealing the Bayou Barbie down low, and then right here, cleaning it up on the offensive glass. We're used to LSU doing just that. Vonleh taking a page out of LSU's book, getting offensive rebounds, and then just finishing around the basket. 3 of 3, 6.3 rebounds. I would say it's a pretty solid first quarter, and Colorado needs her to do more of that. Right now, if I would have told you Colorado is tied in the paint with LSU with 10 points apiece, I would say Colorado fans are saying they're in good position.
Absolutely, and if you're looking at Arinette Vonleh, who had 6 of their first 8 points, they've established what they want to do out of the gate. Now, Kim Mulkey said, and I don't know if the nation needs a refresher as well, but Colorado is the real deal. A team that is fearless and having that underdog mentality, saying we have nothing to lose.
And I think just being here today, there's not a lot of teams that want to schedule LSU to play in their first game.
And Frida with the dive to the rim, is fouled by Flau'jae Johnson. So we'll get 2 free throws.
And I know Angel, you know, Frida, as her teammates like to call her, she's gonna go to the free throw line. But I mean, Coach Payne drew that up out of timeout, knowing that they're gonna overplay the three-point line. She gets a nice, easy backdoor. Could have been an and one, but I think Colorado will take the 2 free throws.
I think the communication of it all, too, and when you have a roster where only 1 starter from last season is missing, 88% of their scores return. That's what Kim Mulkey means when this is a team that is very cohesive, and right now they're finding each other as they tied this ball game up at 16.
Well, Coach Payne talked about the fact that they're confident. They lost to Iowa, and at the time they lost to Iowa by 10. Nobody knew they were going to be runner-up for the national championship, so that's got to give your team a lot of confidence.
Confidence coming out of the pack. Turnover for LSU. Here comes Sherrod going at Haley Van Lith. Finds Nolan in the corner, nothing there. Angel Reese comes down with the rebound, actually tipped, and Quay Miller sends it to Sherrod. How about the activity underneath for the Buffaloes?
And Whitaker always obviously getting the foul, but if you're Coach Payne, you're loving the effort. And if you're Coach Mulkey, on the contrary, you're telling your team that you got to play with a little bit more energy. I mean, Colorado is just outworking you on the offensive glass, and because of that, they're getting extra possessions.
Whitaker will step away from the court as she picks up her 2nd personal foul. And the help side on the back end, Nolan tried to see if she can get the steal there. Instead, it will stay with LSU. 19 on the shot clock, they'll get it underneath. Van Lith comes off the screen, finds some space, working baseline. The activity, the hands by Frida.
And I think as LSU settles into the season, they're going to be able to see to and get rid of it and just play basketball. Because I think they have the playmakers and the skill set to be able to play in that flow. It's just not there quite yet.
The look on the inside.
But then you can do stuff like that, and it just erases any mistakes that you make.
Samaya Smith, the sophomore, 6'2", out of DeSoto, Texas. True athlete coming off the screen. Sherrod didn't like the look on the inside. Nolan held up. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Sherrod drags the foot, trying to avoid the block, and creates a turnover.
And if you're LSU, we talk about length, we talk about athleticism. I mean, Van Lith on the money. It's just a nice inbound play, but Smith just athletic, being able to go up and get it.
That's nice. 2nd assist for Haley Van Lith. You can see how Quay Miller is guarding Angel Reese as well. Caught the ball at the high post. Quay a little bit deeper in the paint, challenging her to make that shot.
And, you know, Angel Reese talked about this yesterday at practice. She said, you know, other teams watch film. They know how to guard her. She's watching more film and trying to find counters to the way people are guarding her. And I think she's doing a great job of getting to that spin. I mean, using that offhand in the right hand, because I think people know she likes to go left. And so that counter spin back could be a benefit this year.
And she's had a pretty nice summer as well. And won the ESPY Award. The nonprofit that she has as well was on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Oh, just the cover of Sports Illustrated, no big deal.
Oh, and did you see her on the music video with Cardi B and Lotto? Maybe, maybe not.
I did.
I think for Angel Reese, it's about how she balances knowing that everyone is looking at her, not just for what she does off the court, but how she can be a better leader even in this season as a junior.
And we're talking about somebody that is not just the face of college women's basketball. We're talking about somebody that's the face of college sports. And I think that's a tremendous responsibility that you have, and just make sure that you use your platform in the best way you can.
Sherrod still on the floor, grabbing at her head, has yet to get off the ground, and the officials will actually stop play, as there was a lot of contact on that last rebound. I'm not sure if it was friendly fire or not. He's helped up by Colorado's staff.
To see like it's an inadvertent elbow or hand. But if you're Colorado, you need Sherrod on the court.
So hopefully we'll get an update on Sherrod. We'll step aside. We'll be back after the break.
Be the aggressor in every single thing that we do. You must be the aggressor, from the opening tip to the first defensive stop to the first offensive possession. Okay, be aggressive.
Coach Payne said what she wants of her team, they have to embody toughness, grit, loyalty. You can see the desire for them too, but they're preparing for the link that they were going to see from LSU. Their scout guys, she said they have the link, and we wanted to make sure they were challenged in that department.
Yeah, well, they've come out, and so far they've answered the challenge. Only down 15 to 12 on the boards, which I think this game is won on the backboard. Colorado showing grit and grind, only down by 2 in the paint. So I think Coach Payne has got to be pretty happy with where her team is at right now. Now let's see how they operate offensively without Sherrod.
It's good to see her back on the bench, though, and did need more attention in the back. And we'll send it down to Taylor Rooks, who has more on Jalen Sherrod.
Thumbs up, said it was just, you know, a hard hit to the head, but she's should be good to get back into the game eventually, ladies.
It's the heartbeat, right, Taylor and Candace, when you're looking at who needs to be on the floor, the tenacity that she brings, she just raises the level, really, for Colorado.
100%, and I think that there's people that are on the floor that, you know, calm the offense, but also wreak havoc defensively, and she's one of those players. Running a nice little lob for Haley Van Lith out of the timeout. Coach Mulkey's got some tricks up her sleeve.
She saw the highlight reel coming in. Trying to take advantage of it. As Haley Van Lith steps up to the free throw line for one more. And both off the mark. Von Lay snatches that one off the rim. And another turnover for Colorado. You talk about the extra possessions given away. That's her 10th turnover.
And only 6 field goals. So 10 turnovers, 6 field goals. And I think that that's the biggest thing. At rebounding, check. Paint points, check. You got to take care of the basketball.
I guess the question is, how long will Sherrod stay on the bench? The officials were able to come over. Brenda Pantoa told us that the officials did take a look for a hostile act, didn't see anything there, so game goes on. Angel Reese outside, long on the shot.
And I think in college basketball, Angel Reese is going to have to knock down that mid-range game. And she said that that's something that she's going to work on. Another Colorado turnover in transition.
And another look for Haley Van Lith at the free throw line.
And right now, Coach Payne, she's got to be telling her team, let's just get shots on goal. Just get shots on goal, because when they've done that and they settled into their offense, they've been able to take advantage of that, especially Von Lay down low.
So Rose Smith, transfer from Missouri, actually picks up the foul there as Maddie Nolan will step to the bench, and now Sherrod back on the floor for Colorado. Well, the 2023 Hall of Fame is brought to you by Resorts World, your destination for unmatched luxury and entertainment on the Las Vegas Strip. It's your time to rule the world as Haley Van Lith knocks down the free throw and extends their lead to 22-16. Sherrod finds a lane going at the rim. Some hang time for that bucket.
Showing no signs of whatever it is that took her out of the game. That's a great sign. Going to the basket strong.
Her first points of the ball game. Samaya Smith, Angel Reese on cleanup. You've seen it one too many times.
Yeah, Weta ending up on the ground trying to block Angel Reese out. It's a tougher assignment than you would think. You say block out. I love coaches that say just block out, but Angel Reese, a tough assignment. And then right here, Sherrod going down, little hang time. Smith, long, athletic, is able to finish. Colorado's got to get in the paint, whether it's dribble drives, whether it's post-ups. And maybe they can get some fouls on the front court of LSU.
For now, for Colorado, Erinette Von Lay at the free throw line.
I must say I've been extremely impressed with Von Lay. Obviously her post-ups, but her touch down low. Missing the second one, but that first free throw looked pure.
Her first trip to the free throw line, as aggressive as we've seen her to start the game. 3 bodies underneath trying to keep Angel Reese off the glass. And you said it, hey, just box out. Well, you might need 2 or 3 people to keep her off the glass, though.
100%. And Johnson coming out of the game 0.0 for 1. I must say, coming into the season, watching her yesterday in practice, Flau'jae Johnson, she's the one that I was most impressed with. I think she added to her game this summer, and obviously everything isn't in this first game, but I'd like to see her be a little bit more aggressive offensively.
Still trying to work her way into a rhythm offensively. Has the 2 personal fouls that sends her to the bench. That's a lot of upside if you're looking for what she can be as a pro.
Another turnover. But look at that hustle, look at that energy, and look at that grit. Sherrod turns the ball over at this end. Her teammate has her back on the other end. And that's what you gotta like. You don't double up a mistake. You get back. Look at the intensity that Sherrod is running back with.
Von Lay trying to contain Angel Reese, and how about that rebound by Tamaya Sadler? Kendall Weta didn't like the look on the baseline, so Colorado will set things up. Von Lay at the top of the key.
And a lot of their Princeton offense is predicated on a high post catch. The post catch, guard, read, guard, and 1 by Sherrod. This Princeton offense, especially for an LSU team that hasn't played together, we talk about the offensive end, but defensively, this is tough to guard. There's a lot of movement, a lot of bodies, a lot of reads, and there's no set play that you're trying to stop or that you're able to scout.
So Anissa Morrow picks up her second personal foul as Samaya Smith checks back in the game. But we can't speak highly enough of Jalen Sherrod. I mean, when you understand how she's built, she said she chose Colorado, and to come back for another season, she said Colorado was the only Power 5 offer she received, so she never considered transferring. Rips down the rebound, and here they go. Smith outside off the mark, and that will go against Colorado. As now that foul will actually put LSU at the free throw line as they're in the bonus.
Number 13, East Tier Pella checks in for the Tigers.
Got some substitutions for Colorado. This is just a 2-point game with less than 5 minutes to go in the first half. Angel Reese with 8.6 rebounds, known to be the double-double queen. So Angel Reese will do Angel Reese things, but for Colorado, it's really been the answer of how are we going to do things together. That's what they've done all season. And their first assignment is trying to knock off the reigning champs. So Maya Smith tried to see if she can get another opportunity for LSU, but it will go back to Colorado.
And Coach Mulkey having tremendous respect for what Coach Payne has been able to do in the last few seasons at Colorado. She's done it once again, going downhill, slicing and dicing, getting to the rim. And this undersized Colorado team is getting to the paint and battling with LSU in the paint. And I think that's the biggest thing. You gotta win the paint if you're gonna win this game. Colorado's hanging in there.
Let's revisit Colorado. Ranked in the preseason for the first time in 10 seasons. Back-to-back NCAA appearances. They had 25 wins for the first time in 10 years. And this is a team that really understands they can get it done.
And I think the biggest thing with LSU when they're coming in, like I said, Colorado wanting to play the #1 team in the country the first game, to see where they're at, to have that measuring stick, to be battle tested. But the biggest thing with LSU is when you're the top seed, you got to grow your opponent's doubt. In the words of KG, you have to grow your opponent's doubt. And the more you let them hang into it, the more confidence that the underdog will have. And Coach Payne has said, Colorado loves being the underdog. They love being doubted. They love having the chip on their shoulder. And so this is a great test for both teams to see where they're at.
I think, too, the improvements from even a season ago for LSU, shot 69% from the free throw line right now. They're just shooting 50% from the free throw line. So you talked about possessions for Colorado. How about easy looks, free throws for LSU?
Sherrod looks to taking another one in the face. This time friendly fire with the ball. It's okay.
The ball.
She shook it off. She's good.
Angel Reese called for the travel. Black jerseys everywhere. And this is a team that's saying this is done by committee. The 9th turnover for LSU. Eight players for Colorado that are either seniors or 5th-year players on this roster as Frida Foreman continues to light it up from the field for the Buffaloes.
And Frida coming off looking comfortable on that dribble, pull up.
Comfortable, well, I would say she's done it a time or two, but also, Coach saying she is the highest IQ player she's coached, knowing when and where. Sherrod!
And it looked like Colorado electing to go to a trap, usually trapping up screens, which is going towards the baseline, Van Lith. And we see Frida, her teammates call her Frida, but she can hit that mid-range too. She looked real comfortable. In that Princeton offense, you're gonna get a lot of those reads and a lot of those mid-range pull-ups.
Smith going in the paint, short on the shot. Angel Reese got a hand on it, couldn't bring it in. Pull, finds Van Lith. Pull again, left wing. Sherrod tracks it down and gets fouled in the process.
And you know Sherrod's going to come up with a loose ball if it's near her. Doing a great job. Colorado blocking out sometimes 2-3 players. I think the biggest thing with LSU right now offensively, if you're not going to get the offensive rebound, you got to create space offensively. It seems like there's not a lot of space. And so I'd like to see Van Lith settle the troops down, get the ball down low, and create more space for her playmakers.
And Colorado builds on this lead that they have while getting things done on the other end as well. Defensively, they're holding LSU to 29% from the field, and they are 0 for their last 5.
And you're talking about a team in LSU that shot 46% from the field, but they averaged 46 rebounds per game. And so Colorado doing a good job of keeping them off the glass, which is a lot of ways how they generate offense.
Angel Reese takes the bump, in and out. Frida Foreman finding herself in the paint. Sadler sends it up the floor. Sarah Rose Smith knocks down the triple and gives them their biggest lead.
And look at the Colorado bench going crazy. Smith knocking down the 3 with ease.
7-0 run for the Buffaloes. Angel Reese, another attempt on the inside against Vonleh, and finally gets the bucket to go.
And Angel Reese using that offhand, using that right hand, and I'd like to see her keep going to it. She's missed a couple bunnies, but that's her bread and butter.
Vonleh responding on the other end around Smith. How about this energy? It feels like the NCAA tournament, just the first game into the season. Michaela Williams. We're just getting offense today, Candace.
The biggest thing is we're getting offense, but we're getting pace. And I think that when this game opens up, LSU, it's to LSU's benefit, right? So if you're Colorado, you want to keep this more of a half-court game.
See them slowing things down as Sherrod wanted the screen. Stop it.
Was that a little jelly on it?
Stop it.
Put a little jelly on it. Okay, Sherrod, I see you.
Saw a little bit of that in the Notre Dame, South Carolina game from Malaysia for Wiley, and here we go.
We have some shot makers going back and forth. Williams is just a freshman. She's not playing like it right now.
Sherrod already has 11 points here in the second quarter as we're under a minute to play in the first half. No to the 3 for Vonleh. Yes to Sherrod. Getting the steal. Taking it herself. Sends it to Smith. Wow.
Just making a difference. Just every possession. You could see the fire. She's ready to D up right here, crossing half court. She's focused and ready. She knows this is her moment.
The type of leader. She said, I wanted to grow as a leader for this team. Known to be quiet, but leading loud in her action. Van Lith pulls up, short, 5 seconds to work with. Tamaya Sadler sends it to Sherrod, and the way she played in the first half, we thought that was gonna go, but that will bring the first half to a close with Colorado up 6 over the reigning champs. Welcome back to the Hall of Fame series here in Las Vegas. Colorado up 6 over LSU. The tale of the tape is right here. Candace, what stands out to you?
Points in the paint highlighted. Colorado beating LSU in the paint. Who would have thought? 22-18. Tied on the boards at 22. Battling down low, and a lot to do has to do with the way in which Colorado as a whole is defending Angel Reese. Right here, palms up, deflections, crowding, making sure to defend without fouling. I think that's the biggest thing. And then again, right here, defending. You see 3 people around Angel cause her to travel. Vonleh doing a great job of keeping her palms to the sky, not fouling, not coming down. And the biggest thing is they're holding her to 4 for 11 from the field, but only 3 offensive rebounds.
And so it's about the adjustments for LSU. So Taylor Rooks was able to speak with Kim Mulkey about it.
Thanks so much. You know, Coach Mulkey actually agrees 100% with Candace. She talked about the physicality that Colorado is bringing. She said, it's nothing I didn't expect. They're older, they're more experienced, and they want it more. They're playing like it. Said the team just has to keep fighting. I asked how they're going to counter Jalen Sherrod. She said, we've got to go to zone because we can't keep her in front of us, and we're certainly not slowing her down, ladies.
I mean, the stats definitely show it. You saw at the bottom of the screen. LSU over the last 2 years, 7-5 when trailing at halftime. And there's a bucket by Tamia Sadler.
And right now, if you're LSU, you obviously got to take care of the basketball. But you don't want the basket to get bigger for Colorado. And the basket gets bigger when they get easy buckets like that to start the half.
Well, this is their biggest lead of the ball game as Michaela Williams comes up short on the jump shot. Sherrod sends it out again. Sadler didn't like the look.
And oftentimes we just say passing up good shots to get great shots. We've seen Colorado do just that. 2 shots by 2 seniors leads to a 3 by Frida. We won't even call her Frida. And that's the discipline that experienced teams play with. Colorado passing up 2 good shots by 2 good players to get a great one by a great 3-point shooter.
Back-to-back buckets for Colorado coming out at halftime. More bodies around Angel Reese and a jump ball called on the baseline, but the half-court official saying there might have been some contact.
And overruled. Officials confer and realize that it was indeed a jump ball possession going back to LSU.
Officials on the call, Brennan Pentoa, Safe Esho, and Tim Resch. The triple from outside by Flage, her first bucket of the night.
And a sighting from Flage, worked on her game all off season. 0-1 in the first half, coming in and knocking down the 3, an easy 3.
Had 2 fouls, a lot of bodies trying to keep Sherrod out of the paint as Smith rips that one down for LSU. Van Lith going at Frida Foreman, pulls up. Angel Reese finally gets a rebound, but there'll be an offensive foul on that play. So Angel Reese picks up her 2nd personal as we have some subs for Colorado.
Right now, Haley Van Lith don't love the shot. Von Lay doing a good job of boxing out, staying between Angel and the basket. Angel pushing it off. And I think that's the biggest thing is, you know, we talked to Kim Mulkey about Van Lith coming in and playing a position that she wasn't necessarily comfortable playing, but could play. And I think it's her judging when she should score, when she should pass. And I think that's a possession where we need, you know, a point guard to settle LSU into the offense. Colorado getting the bucket again. It's just been too easy. I mean, we're talking about offensively, Colorado, but let's talk about LSU defensively with their inability to stop them, no matter man or zone.
Well, Candace, offline, we were having a conversation about the Princeton offense and just knowing one another as LSU is able to respond. But they're moving well off of one another because of the chemistry that they have with one another as well. They had 4 players return that are averaging over 11 points from last season. So they understand the importance of spreading the wealth.
And I think the Princeton offense does just that. It benefits players that have played with one another. Again, another loose ball. And I can already tell you on the film session for Colorado, it's going to be Sherrod going after all those loose balls. But on the contrary, LSU, I'm sure they're going to watch Sherrod getting all of these loose balls.
So Flage Johnson will go back to the bench as she now picks up her 3rd personal foul. And Janae Kent checks in for the Tigers. Tigers went 34-2 last season, 15-1 in SEC play. The reigning NCAA champs trying to hold off Colorado. It looks like it will be reversed and go back to Colorado.
Coach Mulkey out by half court. It looked to go off Smith's fingertips.
Quay Miller outside. Wow.
And Quay Miller knocking it down. Easy catch and shoot three, comfortable. And like I said, LSU, the more they let Colorado play around, the more confidence they're gonna get. Colorado, easy catches out on the perimeter leads to easy catch and shoot threes, which is what every offense wants to generate. Miller knocking it down.
Foul one on Colorado. On the other side for Colorado, though, they do have an 11-point lead as Quay Miller read that like a textbook. Sherrod saw the lane, takes it, blocked by Haley Van Lith.
Great block by Van Lith.
Williams, pull up, baseline, count it.
And I'll tell you who's looked the most comfortable out here has been freshman Williams. Doing amazing, 5 for 12 from the field, 11 points. And she's steadying and leveling the ship a little bit. LSU generating a little bit of offense off their defense. Van Lith, known for her three-point shooting, but guess what? In the Bayou, she can play a little defense. Her block leads to an easy pull-up jump shot by Williams. And a lot of Colorado's success today has been as a result of their guard, Sherrod. Driving to the paint, fearless, finishing through contact, check, got the and one, and cutting with authority. I think the biggest thing is she's had her hands on so many deflections and steals. 2 steals registered on the night, but her impact, a lot of it doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but you can tell with how much passion and energy that she plays with on the offensive end and the defensive end.
Almost like she's playing with a chip on her shoulder, and I'm sure Taylor Rooks has more on that.
Yeah, it's so different. I see the balance, it looks pretty, all the things. Yeah,
Charlotte
no, it's good. I'll be here.
returns for the Bucks.
Excuse me. Sorry, it's my bad.
And Sherrod right here, steadying the ship again, offensively, coming out of the timeout. When she went to the bench with injury in that first half, Colorado struggled offensively. Since she's come back in, they've taken back the momentum.
8 on the shot clock, pull with the strip, able to track it down. Looking up the floor, Smith was covered late. Morrow, a lot of contact. Not sure if that was a shot attempt. We'll see what they call it. So the attempt was there. They will say 2 free throws are on the way for Anissa Morrow.
And Anissa Morrow, 1 for 5, 2 points. Her only field goal coming on a fast break layup. Gets to the free throw line to see the ball go in the basket. But a lot of times when you're a featured player, as she was at DePaul last year, and every offense and every shot and every play is run for you, it's hard to find ways within an offense that is not diagrammed around you. And so it's going to be interesting how Haley Van Lith and Anissa Morrow find ways to be effective without the basketball.
And that's why Kim Mulkey said that's the biggest assignment coming in, telling Taylor Rooks, I don't think that we are the #1 team in the country right now trying to figure out the pieces, but when you have Angel Reese and Anissa Morrow, who are the only 2 players in the country to rank in the top 10 in both scoring and rebounding, you hope you get that chemistry sooner than later. A foul will be assessed. It looks like it'll go against Michaela Williams and send Quay Miller to the free throw
Quay
line.
Miller doing a good job. Fake dribble handoff, gets in the paint. And right here, Williams just being not disciplined and reaches down, gets Miller on the arm. It's hard not to stick your hand in the cookie jar sometimes. It's the funniest is when you see a post player. I mean, I do it too. You put your hand straight up after you slap down.
Yes. That's where we wanted you to stay. That's not where we called the foul.
That's what it is.
That'll stay with Colorado, going back to Quay Miller in her 1st year. They said this, with her coming back as Angel Reese is on the bench right now, was a surprise. An exciting one to see Quay Miller want to return after a pretty historic run for Colorado last season. Sherrod getting a bit of a break. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Back door. Quay Miller, how did she find it? Blocked Gets it back, and then fouled. Quay Miller. They said Miller time for a reason. So Anissa Morrow picks up her third personal foul. And Quay Miller will get free throws right after the break. How about the relentlessness from Quay Miller at the rim? First, second try. You'll get another attempt at the free throw line after we return. Colorado and the reigning champs in LSU down 8 to the 20th ranked team out of Colorado, and Quay Miller got fouled right before the break, so she'll get 2 free throws. The fifth-year senior led the team in scoring last year, has seen progression every single year in points and in rebounds. And we continue to see that improvement this year.
And it is an adjustment to move from 6th player to a starter. Being able to come in and play bigger minutes, meaningful minutes, and Miller has done a good job of creating space for this Colorado offense.
Less than 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Colorado hasn't lost a season opener since 1999 as LSU drains it from outside.
Morrow seeing the ball go in the basket as the free throws, it makes your jump shot feel a lot better.
Annette Von Lay will check in at the next dead ball. We haven't seen Sherrod in a minute as well for Colorado. Angel Reese gets the rebound.
Keep an eye, Sherrod out of the game. Colorado struggled with her on the bench in that first half. Right here, Morrow knocking it down. The trip before it got to the free throw line, and sometimes all you have to do as a scorer is see the ball go through the basket, and then the game opens up a little bit.
Frida Foreman as well as Annette Von Lay check back in for Colorado. As you see Kendall Wetta bringing the ball up the floor for Colorado. The last meeting between these two teams was November of 2004. That was in Boulder. At that time, let's run this back. LSU was 7-0. Sylvia Fowles was coming off of the bench. She still had a double-double, and Simone Augustus and Tamika Johnson were on that team.
And I'm that old, so Angel,
I just wanted to look at you for your reaction.
The roll, Frida, as her teammates like to call her, knock it down from beyond the arc.
Van Lith raises up for the nice floater on the inside. 9-point game for Colorado. And their foot remains on the gas. Smith sends it back to Foreman. A little wide left on that one.
E-check, that's what that was.
Kayla Williams. Dipsy doos herself into a 2.
And I told you, the player for LSU that has seen the most comfortable, if you were blind walking into this game, you would say Williams won a national championship last year and is coming back and playing with a lot of experience.
We already saw Juju Watkins show up and show out 32 points in her debut for the upset earlier today over Ohio State. This is the number 2 player coming in the nation.
Well, freshmen got the memo that the NCAA women's basketball season started today, because we've had some freshmen showing up. Williams, 6 of 13, 13 points tonight.
Sadler didn't like the look at the rim. A lot of length that she was going to have to shoot over as they're now under the 10 mark for the shot clock. Wow! Frida! Lighten it up in Las Vegas.
And again, coming off of that Princeton flare, you gotta respect it. You can't go under on a shooter. And Frida makes him pay.
Michaela Williams looks to respond. That's a money ball.
And when I tell you, she is playing with poise, control. She's getting to her spots. Super impressive debut thus far for the rookie.
And they've seen it too. She had a game-high 20 points in their exhibition against Loyola. Talked about her prowess in Louisiana. And she has 8 points in this quarter. The dish to Von Lay, going over everyone and one.
Did you see that finish? Von Lay avoiding the charge, finishing over length. You think about the length of Angel Reese and Morrow. Getting back to that left hand, what a beautiful finish. Just under control.
So we're going back to that poise then that Kim Mulkey was like, wait a minute, Colorado, I see it. And they have been just that all game. Angel Reese picked up her 3rd personal foul, so she'll take a trip to the bench as Samaya Smith checks in. Colorado with a 10-point lead. Last year, Poa checks in.
And I think Kim Mulkey looking for a lineup that can both contend on the offensive end, knock down shots, but also defend. I think she's looking for someone that wants to step up to the challenge of defending Von Lay, not giving up offensive rebounds, that wants to fight for those extra second chance and those extra 50-50 balls. And she's sending a message to her core group. You look at Johnson on the bench, you look at Reese on the bench, you look at foul trouble.
Erinette Von Lay, the Pac-12 co-most improved player last season.
She might get it again.
Colorado like, wait a minute. And it will stand, it will stay with LSU. Actually, going back the other way. That's in the WNBA. They're like, yep, you said it. It stands. Set up on D.
There's no challenge in college.
Block at the rim. Von Lay couldn't do anything with it. I think that was Poole on the weak side that was able to get the block.
It looked like Poole got her hands on the ball before Von Lay could bring it up. Right here. Doing a great job of catching. Poole coming in with the block. That looked clean. Look real clean.
You can see Poole in the ball game right now. We saw that towards the late stretch for them in the NCAA tournament. She started the final 5 games. And Kim Mulkey said it was because of her tenacity on the defensive end and the matchups in that as well. So you're seeing her on the floor because of that.
And Colorado doing a great job of switching defenses, and you can only switch defenses with an experienced, poised team. Coming out, forcing a turnover because Poole wasn't sure what type of defense they were in, so she didn't know what offense to call.
Approaching the 1-minute mark. Frida left alone. Bad idea.
And Frida knocking it down. We saw her time and time again in practice, knocking down contested 3-point shots. A set play out of this Princeton offense where they throw it into the post, double staggered away. Frida comes, knocks it down, calm, cool, and collected. I mean, this is the poise that Kim Mulkey was saying that this Colorado team plays with. You look at the talent that LSU has on the other end, and we say, hey, listen, LSU's talented coming off a national championship. This Colorado team looks like they're connected on every level.
Frida Foreman saying, allow me to reintroduce myself. 5 triples in this game, and Taylor Rooks has more on her shot.
That's right, Angel. Obviously, Frida putting on a show tonight, as you see, but she actually wasn't a 3-point shooter in her home country, Denmark. Said she came here, her first practice, she shot 23s in a row, and the coaches said, hey, you're pretty good at this. She said being a good shooter for her is not just how she shoots, but it's her gift at finding her spots, and we're seeing that tonight, Angel.
You know what's so interesting, Angel? Amazing point by Taylor Rooks about 3-point shooter. When foreign players coming over to America shoot the 3 ball, they shoot it okay for overseas, but they shoot it unbelievable here. I feel like everybody overseas can shoot the 3.
Need a good graphic on that. Turnover for Colorado here. That's a charge. Poa in the right place at the right time. It's another opportunity, but might have gotten Michaela Williams in the knee a little bit.
Johnson getting another go at it, got in foul trouble early. Van Lith back in at the point guard to kind of steady the ship offensively. Colorado in this looking like a zone, but a jump trap whenever the ball goes to the sideline.
15 seconds left here in the third quarter. LSU looking for some offense. Van Lith. Close to a turnover. A lot of contacts as Sherrod will help Poa off the deck. Might be free throws here that I'm seeing as Poa does go to the free throw line, and they're in the bonus. Both teams in the bonus to close out the third quarter.
Miller trying to play defense on the free throw line. That's how intense Colorado has been in this game.
Oh, no, that's right.
Oh, we can't even get the free throw.
Nothing's free in the building when you're looking at Colorado. Poa drains the first one. She'll get another. Nolan will switch out and step on the free throw line as Sherrod is in the back now. It's about what they look like offensively as well. LSU only 8 assists on 19 buckets as there's
I don't quite understand why there was stoppage.
exactly. It's almost Whitaker taking some time to set things up. Sherrod, we'll see what she can do with the rock. Crossover, nothing there. Strip, Morrow. 3 frames down, Candace, and 1 to go. And we're looking at a Colorado team that is hungry for the upset. We already had one earlier in the day with USC taking down Ohio State. Buffalo saying we're knocking at the door as well. We'll see if they can finish off in the fourth.
This might call her Frida Foreman, but her teammates know that she is Frida Foreman, knocking it down from beyond the arc. 5 of 8 from 3, 7 of 12 for the game. This Princeton set, listen, from Denmark. I think she shot that from Denmark. I mean, she's getting open looks because her teammates are doing a good job of setting screens. She's doing a great job of moving. But listen, this tremendous trio, this graphic right here, Angel, I didn't think that this would be a graphic for the three-headed monster of Colorado. Sherrod, Vonleh, Foreman getting it done. I thought this was going to be on the other end of LSU and their three-headed monster.
I mean, they have depth, Candace, that we are witnessing because you don't even see Quay Miller on that as well. And they just have so many options as they start off with the ball for the fourth quarter. Vonleh over the top, kisses off the glass.
You know what we call that? We call that a post pass out and a ducking and a repost. And Vonleh takes her time. She's not going to force up a bad shot, and she gets to the front of the rim, which is what all post players are taught. Right here, look, takes her time, surveys, and gets back to the front of the rim. And I think if you're LSU, you're not going to be able to put one body on Vonleh. You're going to have to bring some length and some help. And right on cue, El Rosario checks in, 6'6". She's got some size for LSU.
The freshman out of the Bronx, New York, they call her Lily. We'll see if she can hold it down in the paint against Vonleh, who is shooting 80% from the field. Van Lith with a little bit of footwork, and she is seeing red right now, but that may be Anissa Morrow, I do believe. And everyone really just holding their breath as Anissa Morrow in agony on the floor. Those are plays you just don't want to see played back. hoping that she's okay with Kim Mulkey. Helping her up. And how about that? Able to walk to the bench, to the huddle on her own will. Wow. That was a scary moment for Anissa Morrow. You could hear a pin drop, just hoping everything was okay.
You always hope that, especially someone that plays with the amount of passion and energy and tenacity that Anissa plays with. But it was a good sign that she walked to the bench.
So play continues for Colorado. Top of the key, Quay Miller shooting and getting tipped by Angel Reese. Angel wanting the ball up the court, directing the team. Ball movement is Franjay Johnson on the floor, short on the trail.
And can I just say, Colorado just played textbook transition defense. Smothering the ball, forcing the ball to the middle, in transition where there's help until your defense can get set.
This is the biggest lead for Colorado, taking some air out of the ball. Vonleh said, I can step back off the mark there. And it will stay with Colorado in a reset shot clock.
And I know there will be no rebound in the offensive rebounding column for an individual player, but Colorado has had a number of team rebounds that have gotten them extra possessions, that some of those have led to catch and shoot threes.
Sherrod, bully ball at the rim, going at Van Lith. And that will be her second personal. Leah Del Rosario will check back out of the game as Samaya Smith checks in.
And Sherrod doing a great job of taking advantage of the space that the offense creates off of the ball reversal, getting into the body of Van Lith. I know Sherrod is small, but she uses her size and her body extremely well.
We'll send it to Taylor Rooks.
Angel, Anissa Morrow is currently in the back right now. She is walking on her own power, but they want to take a look at her knee currently, ladies.
Thanks, Taylor. And you could...
A freshman.
Yeah.
A freshman. Williams has come to play.
Sherrod, the dish. Wow. I don't even know where to begin with Sherrod. This is one of those players you want in the foxhole with you.
You want in the foxhole because she's making great decisions. She's not only scoring and putting her head down when need be, but she's drawing the defense in calm, cool, and collected, finding Vonleh, surveying right here. You're not going to speed her up, burst of speed, and then knows where her post player is. Coach Payne is fortunate to have players that have played with one another, but you can't teach what Sherrod is doing on the floor tonight.
Quay Miller close to a steal, instead knocks it off of the hands of Michaela Williams.
And LSU has not been able to figure out this Colorado defense. You think Van Lith has been at the point guard. You think Poole has been at the point guard. Offensively, they just don't seem like there's movement.
Had some contact on the baseline, a lot of movement. So Samaya Smith picks up the foul there. Travel call for Frida, a little bit of a happy dance, trying to get to her shot there.
And I think if you're Coach Payne, you'll live with that. You'll live with your player that has come out and shot well from beyond the arc, being aggressive and maybe having a turnover, trying to get to her spot.
And you said it earlier, just the dead ball turnovers too.
There's got to be somebody in the middle of this Colorado zone.
Live ball turnover leads to that. An and one for Colorado as Sadler gets a trip to the free throw line to complete the three-point play.
This two-man zone, I won't even call it a 2-3 zone of Sadler and Sherrod, has given this LSU offense fits. They can't even break the foundation of the beginning of the zone at LSU. They tried to break Williams to the middle of the zone, but they turned it over before she could even get there.
And Flau'jae Johnson with a tough showing on opening night, the SEC Freshman of the Year a season ago.
I mean, look at this backcourt. They can't even get the ball past the three-point line.
It's good to see Anissa Morrow back in the ball game too, after being checked for the knee earlier from Taylor Rook's report. How about it? Frida Foreman, 6 triples. What's on the scouting report?
I wouldn't let Frida shoot, but she's gotten a lot of looks because she's in transition. It's hard to match up.
One too many
Colorado
steps.
doing an unbelievable job of speeding LSU up, causing turnovers, and then it leads to catch and shoot threes from the Denmark marksman. Can we come up with a nickname?
I like that. Well, she said
Americans always come up with nicknames, so I just added to that.
And she'll be so thrilled that Candace Parker came up with another great nickname. I like it. Let her shoot another 3. That's it. I'll let you take over the call from there. This is the biggest lead for Colorado. 8-0 run. Von Lay, add to it. Why don't you?
You're talking about the most outstanding player from last year's NCAA tournament. Just got double buried, posted in the post. And I think a lot has to do with offensively, Colorado just doing a great job of executing, but then defensively, they're always in secondary. LSU can't set their defense.
18 turnovers for LSU. Sherrod stepping on the gas, and we'll get 2 free throws with the foul from LSU.
Right here, Von Lay is a load to handle down there. Steals on the money, high-low pass from her. Forward. I mean, what a luxury to have a forward that can hit your other post player on the money. Call that a buddy pass. Von Lay came out ready to play today.
We're looking at some crunch time now for LSU to get things going. A couple of players in foul trouble as Anissa Morrow picked up her 4th personal. Flau'jae Johnson on the bench as well with 4.
And must I say, this Colorado offense, we're talking about the individual play of Sherrod, Von Lay, and Foreman. You talk about 20 assists on 28 made field goals. That's a recipe for success.
Average 15 last season.
Gotta get the ball in the middle of the zone.
Angel Reese gets the and one there off of the old board.
And good things happen. Zones, you want to keep the ball out of the middle. Offensively, you want to get the ball to the middle.
And with that rebound, now has a double-double, so Angel Reese with 12 and 10. Last year had the NCAA record for 34 double-doubles. And they're going to need a little bit more of that if they want to cut into this largest lead of the game for Colorado, sitting at 20.
I don't think anybody could have predicted the score at this point in the game. But what Colorado has been able to do and accomplish on the defensive end that has been translated to knocking down shots on the offensive end. I mean, they've left LSU flustered with everybody with the exception of Williams, who is a freshman that's coming in and handled this moment very well. But LSU switching to this press because they know they need more possessions to be able to stay in this game.
Seeing that full court pressure from LSU. Someone on the ball, Smith on the ball as well. Sherrod finds a pocket. One too many passes, and right away, Sarah Rose Smith said, you know what? Maybe we could have slowed it down there. Apologizing to the bench. Lee Miller will check in at the next dead ball for Colorado. Dish pass by Michaela Williams. Angel Reese blocked at the rim, and Smith able to see if she could recover on the left. She'll get 2 free throws.
McLeod getting the block on Angel Reese. Smith being persistent, cleaning up the offensive boards. I think the biggest thing for LSU is they depend so heavily on offensive rebounds at times to generate offense that against the zone, that's to your benefit when you get shots on goal. Then you can crash, you can get these offensive rebounds, and I think it benefits definitely Smith and Reese.
Well, the 2023 Hall of Fame is brought to you by Welcome to Las Vegas, where the excitement always goes into overtime. Colorado has won the last 2 quarters against LSU and are currently up on them 14-9 in the last frame. The foul at half court by Angel Reese, and that will too be her 4th personal.
I just am so impressed with the poise at which Colorado has played. I mean, you talk about confidence, and yes, you gain confidence the more you hang in a game, the more you hit shots. But it just seems like whenever there's a possession or a play that needs to be made, it's Sherrod, it's Foreman, or it's Vonleh. And the thing that's not going to show up in the stat sheet are how many okay and good shots that Colorado has passed up on to get great ones.
This is the second of the pair as Angel Reese comes down with the rebound. Colorado, this is the first time in program history that they open their season against the #1 team. Their record in that, 1-4 all time. Trying to change that tune. Smith at the rim. She's been an answer for them late.
And a really nice dime by Van Lith. The biggest thing for these LSU guards is you collapse the defense, you get in the paint, and you have so many options. You have shooters on the outside, and you got post players that can finish on the inside. Smith, Angel Reese ready for the dime.
So more full court pressure. We'll see how they handle it. Kendall Wetta saying, I can lead the break, finds Frida. Frida!
And she yells to the bench.
Career high.
And what a time to have your career high. Against the #1 team coming off a national championship game on this stage. Have yourself a night, Frida Foreman. Knocks down to 3 with Williams in her face. Hey, how about a little yell at the bench? I think Denmark's proud of their marksman.
The movement, the youth movement for both the men and women on opening night, and it has been so much fun to watch.
Well, you talk about USC representing, Juju Watkins representing earlier. The freshmen have had something to say early on in this NCAA college basketball season. Juju Watkins putting on a show. Let's see if USC can match that in this last game of the night.
To see the growth for women's basketball, the parity that you mentioned earlier at shoot-around, just you're not sure about what you're going to get. I mean, so many of the trailblazers that have impacted this game, to see it now at this level is just absolutely special.
And we're seeing the benefits of youth, the youth movement, the talent, where basketball is, as Vonleh gets the offensive foul. You're seeing the movement of also the portal and the transfer portal in 5th year, and how it is beneficial to have that youth movement, but also in Colorado, it's beneficial to have some vets on your team as well that have played together.
We talked about just the amazing impact, about the Mount Rushmore of USC. I tell you what, Candace, I'd be remiss if we didn't even mention too Tasha Butts, and the late former WNBA great and ball star, was the head coach for Georgetown women's basketball. Also was an assistant for LSU as well. She just passed after a 2-year battle with breast cancer, but we got to mention how important people impact, giving back to the game. That doesn't go away. That's legacy.
And honestly, I was fortunate enough to have Tasha on the staff. She was a grad assistant at Tennessee. And I just want to say, I want to send so much love to the Lady Vol community and to her mom and to her family, because Tasha Butts meant so much to basketball, but she was such an amazing human being.
Gives you chills to see the impact at Tennessee, going on to the WNBA, and giving back to the future ballers. And to hear the stories across the board, not just with LSU, but also spent time with Georgia Tech, UCLA, Duquesne. I mean, that's sharing the wealth. And to hear the stories from so many different athletes, so many different coaches saying, we're Tasha tough. That doesn't end with her. I can't say it enough. Von Lay has been a problem all night.
And I'll tell you what else has been a problem. This zone by Colorado. When they aren't getting steals, they're getting deflections. And a lot of times LSU has not been able to break the front of the zone.
So Frida Foreman actually took a bump from Haley Van Lith, but they caught the second part of that action as she shrugged the foot trying to come out of that press.
It seems like Coach Mulkey is clearing the bench, bringing her subs all with the exception of Van Lith out of the game. And I think if you're Van Lith, if you're Reese, if you're Morrow, if you're Johnson, I think Kim Mulkey has your attention now. Because there was all this hype in the offseason and all this, are they going to go undefeated? Well, now you know you got to go back to the drawing board and you got to work. And that's what LSU hung their hat on last year, and that's why they were national champions last year. Miller knocking down the three. It's raining threes, Angel.
That's an understatement. They have 10 triples on the night.
Right here, Van Lay knocking it to her buddy Miller. The threes are open today.
Colorado smelling upset. 2 minutes and 21 seconds left in this ball game. Colorado's last win against a top-ranked team was against #1 Stanford. They won by 5 in overtime back in 2021. We came into this game, Candace, and we said, you know what? I asked you, what's been the most impressive thing about Colorado and over the last 2 years? And you said the continued progression. You asked why Quay Miller returns, and they have 8 of their 9 top scorers return as well, and this is why.
And I think you have players that want to come back, that want to play for Coach Payne, that want to play for this coaching staff. I think sometimes you want to skip steps as a player. You just want to win right away. And Colorado, to be honest with you, has done it gradually. They've done it through grit. They've done it with a chip on their shoulder. You talk about how Sherrod talks with so much passion about how much purpose and how much excitement she has coming to work every day and playing with her teammates.
I tell you what, I mean, you leave with chills as that's knocked away.
Who's going to come up with the ball? The game pretty much is over. Sherrod comes up with the loose ball, up 88-73. I mean, that's the type of passion she plays with, no matter the score, no matter the possession.
You know what, going back to what Coach Payne said as well, she was like, I asked my team, you guys matter, does it matter if we open up with the #1 team? They said, put her on the schedule. We're not afraid. We're ready for the moment. Fighting together, the grit, the toughness, the togetherness. As Von Lay got rejected at the rim by Smith.
And you want to go to war with players that aren't scared of the moment. And I think there's moments in seasons that teams come together and realize that they have potential. And that big moment was last year against Duke, at Duke, upsetting the Blue Devils on their home court. That moment was against Iowa, only losing by 10 and really very much in the ball game and giving Iowa trouble.
How much fun is it going to be in the Pac-12? I mean, we already saw a little glimpse of that with Ohio State and USC, and they'll be neighbors pretty soon. But to see Colorado, preseason pick #4, And that's ahead of USC, by the way, who's preseason picked 6. Utah leading the way in the Pac-12 with UCLA and Stanford at 2 and 3. But, I mean, you got to think about the attention that every other team is like, okay, Colorado's the real deal.
Well, to be honest with you, I think Colorado put a lot of people on notice today. And if I do dare say, I think today they go from being the hunted or being the hunter to the hunted. And so now when they show up to Stanford and they show up to USC and they show up to UCLA and they show up to all of these ranked schools, those schools are going to be ready. And that's going to make the conference that much better. I mean, you talk about the depth. It's going to be an exciting year in NCAA college basketball.
They haven't trailed Colorado since the 25-24 mark, but you mentioned the ranked teams that they're going to put on notice. Well, they have 5 Power 5 opponents in their non-conference schedule alone. LSU, they'll see SMU, Kentucky, NC State, and they're pouring it on.
I mean, there's been quite a lot of attention around Colorado sports. What's in the water?
I don't know, but I tell you this, to see a video of last season where Deion Sanders said, I like that program, as his daughter is on the roster as well, transferred midway through the season from Jackson State a season ago. He said, I like what they got going over there. And Coach Payne is a great coach. She knows what she's doing. I'm pretty sure he's in a cowboy hat somewhere celebrating the performance we're seeing tonight.
100%. And I think Colorado fans everywhere. I've seen more Buffalo gear than I have in the past. And now they got to add women's basketball to that movement, because this team, if you're a Colorado fan, you better go and check them out this year, because they play hard, they play together, and they play a great brand of basketball.
90-75 is the current score. LSU scored 102 points in the championship game. So now you think about the adjustments with Kim Mulkey. She told us, we're not going to be undefeated all season. We're going to have to find ways to get better. They have a lot of good competition on their schedule. They have the Cayman Islands coming up, the SEC ACC Challenge against Virginia Tech, another team that was in the Final Four with them as well. So they have those moments where they will be challenged throughout the schedule for the non-conference.
LSU, big picture-wise, is going to have to regroup. Obviously, go back to the drawing board. It's hard to come off a national championship and maintain that type of tenacity to play in the national championship game, come off the offseason that some of the players on this LSU Tigers team has had. And I think this could work to the benefit of Kim Mulkey in getting the team's attention, because it's not a cakewalk.
No.
It's not a cakewalk in college basketball. It's never been, but especially now with all the parity. And LSU is going to have to get better. They're going to have to know each other, not just on the offensive end, but they're going to have to be better defensively. And that's where they hung their hat last year. And it's going to start with their leadership. It's going to start with Van Lith. It's going to start with Angel Reese. And it's going to start with Flau'jae Johnson. Because did you see South Carolina today?
I mean, I saw a glimpse of it. It was close at first.
Chip. You talk about playing with a chip on their shoulder. They didn't look like they were very excited about the ranking that they received.
It was a top 10 matchup as Smith. 100 points South Carolina put up over Notre Dame. 100-71 win.
And a couple highlights.
Couple. Excuse me.
And a couple highlights. Had some of the greatest in the game reacting. Right here. Oh my goodness.
Just stop it. This is when we're just getting out of control. As a freshman, I do things like that in pickup.
You got Magic Johnson tweeting that that's the best play that he's seen in college basketball, male or female. I think the game is in good hands.
Absolutely. He's a professional too now. It's fun. If this is any indicator, this opening day of college basketball, of what we're going to see throughout the season, buckle up and just get ready for an incredible season.
And if you're a young player out there that's aspiring to play at this level, you don't just do it when the lights come on. All your work and all your reps and all your preparation comes in the off season. It comes after practice, it comes before practice. It's getting extra reps. I don't think you've ever arrived as a basketball player. You always have to continue to work hard and get better. And you're seeing the players that do. They always add to their game.
Angelica Velez, the freshman out of the Bronx. Off the mark for
Again.
Sherrod. I mean, what else can you say?
Again, comes up with the loose ball, Sherrod.
And they can sense it, they can feel it, and now the sigh of relief. As Las Vegas has turned into the city of upsets. As now Colorado takes down the defending champs for their season opener.
Unbelievable showing. Coach Payne has to be so proud of her team. Not just knocking down shots, but battled every single possession. Rebounded, battled in the paint with a team that was way bigger and stronger than you at different positions. This Colorado team is very special. I mean, Grant Hill said at halftime, "I'll see you at the Final Four." This team should set the Final Four as their expectation.
Wow. And I think everyone across the nation wouldn't be shocked if you say it after seeing that performance. As you can see, the conversation with Sherrod and Haley Van Lith, and a lot of love between the 2 point guards. And the celebration continues. What an unbelievable performance for the Colorado Buffaloes with their biggest win in program history.
What better way to start the NCAA season off with the upset of the #1 team in the country?
I love Jalen Sherrod looking at Candace Parker like, hey, we're in the building.
Goodness.
So we need to hear a little bit more as Taylor Rooks has the woman of the game, Sherrod, with her.
That is right, Angel. Jalen, you played with intensity, and you all defeated the defending national champs. What does this win say about this team?
For one, like, this win doesn't define our season. We got a lot of basketball to play. I'm just happy that this team came out. We was very poised. We stayed together. We talked to each other, man, and it was just like we knew we could do it. We believed in ourselves since day one, since it was.
And, you know, all your teammates who just came to celebrate with you. Big game from so many of them. Big game from you. Big game from Frida.
Glory to me.
Hey, Quay showed up. Big game from Vonleh. How were you able to have such a collective effort and execute so well?
I mean, we always been like that. Like, we always say we don't care who night it is. As long as we get the win, we got something to celebrate about. So I think I told y'all that yesterday. Like, we don't care who has 20, who pulls up the most points, who get the most rebounds. It's all about what's in that win column.
Coming into this game, your coach called you all the ultimate underdog. What are you now?
We still underdogs. That's never gonna change. Like, we still got questions. I mean, I don't know if we making it up. I don't know if we just like, you know, that's just how we always have been. Cause you know, we came a long way. Like, when I first got here, this team wasn't where it was now. So it's just in our spirit, and we just have a poise, and we're resilient, and we don't quit. No matter what, win, lose, or draw, we don't quit. So we just gonna keep coming, and that we got another game on Wednesday to prepare for. So we gonna celebrate this tonight, and we got to get ready for Wednesday.
Absolutely, huge win. Congratulations to you and your team. Back to you, Angel.
Wow. Sherrod saying, business as usual. Very nice. So our final score here in Las Vegas, 92-78. So for Candace Parker, Taylor Rooks, and the rest of our crew, I'm Angel Gray saying so long from Las Vegas.